of Aquarimax here. Looks like someone's already liked the stream, so you must be here. Hopefully you're still here. Thank you for joining us. Today we're going to do Aquarium and Vivarium Q&A. We've done it before, and it seems to be pretty popular, so we're going to do it again. Who's here? If you are here, please make your presence known. Noob 3304, hey, in the house. Oh, we got another like, thank you. People are jumping in. Great. Who else is here today? Matt Dill, second. Daryl 2016, hi. Excellent. Thank you for joining us. Got a quick start. So let me know, those of you who are here, did you get a notification prior to the live stream or just when the live stream came out? I'm curious because I put notifications on the Aquarimax Facebook page and on the Aquarimax Twitter account, so just checking. So Matt Dill found it when it came out. Okay, well, as long as you're getting notifications, that's great. I'm happy with it. Oh, it looks like we have 10 people in the house already. Okay, it looks like everybody who's here, Matt, Daryl, 2016, Noob 3304, and Yeti Grant, just when it came out. Okay, excellent. And Paul Kuntz, hello. So we've got quite a few people in here already. That's excellent. We might as well start. If you have any questions about aquarium or vivarium critters that you'd like to bring up, that would be great. I, don't have experience with all of them. If I don't, I'll readily admit that. But if it's something that I may be able to help you with, then I'm more than happy to do that. Or if you just want to comment about your own critters, what's going on with them. Okay, so it looks like chicken, oh, I don't know how to say your name, but yeah, also heard about it from YouTube when it came out. Okay, and Aquarium Cop is in the house as well, very good. Welcome everyone. Daryl 2016 says, I have zebra isopods, what's the best way to keep them? And I would say zebra isopods need to be kept fairly dry in comparison to a lot of other isopods. All of that genus, the Armadillidium genus, prefer to be kept fairly dry. And they do like, they need some humidity, and they do like something to hide under, like a piece of cork bark. Mine really like to hide under cork bark, things like that. And if there's a little humidity there, that's great, but they need a lot of ventilation as well. If they don't get ventilation, they tend not to breed very well, in my experience, and from what I've heard as well. So that's what I would recommend providing. To give you an idea of the humidity levels that they like and so on, I have my leopard gecko vivarium, it's a bioactive vivarium, has zebra isopods breeding in it. So it's, the open top, it doesn't hold a lot of humidity. Under the water dish is where I generally find them, so they do, they're attracted to the level of humidity there. I'm sure they're in other places in the vivarium too, but that's where I tend to see the babies. So maybe that'll help. And it looks like we're getting something else. Hopefully that helps. They, of course, like lots of leaves, like oak and maple leaves, non-toxic hardwood leaves, and then any kinds of bits of fruits and vegetables, especially that are soft ones. So hopefully that helps. And Yeti Grant says, Daryl just got his first dart frog eggs today. Oh, excellent. What kind of dart frog? Paul Kuntz says, just received my first springtails. They were shipped, but they are not moving much. Should I be worried? I would say if they're moving at all, you're probably okay. At least don't give up hope yet. I would give them a little while to see if they'll, become more active in the next little while. And also, it could be that there are some eggs that will hatch soon that will do well even if the adults don't make it. For example, just to give you an idea of how hardy springtails can be, I had a colony of them that appeared to be dead, and I thought it was dead. And it had been that way for a while, and I was, planning on using it again at some future point. And so, just kind of on a whim, I fed it. It had been a long time, and I fed it, and it did not work. I fed it and it worked. The springtail started coming back, and so that was after a long time, and there were no visible springtails in the culture. But now, it's thriving. So, so you'll probably get them to hatch. And Daryl says, citronellas, thanks Yeti. And oh, here's a super chat from Matt Dill. Thank you, Matt. $5.19 super chat. Excellent. Really appreciated. He says, scuds, having trouble with my colony. They're not reproducing. Also, do you have suggestions where I can buy some? Having trouble locating some. All right, Matt. Well, let me tell you. Scuds, tell me a little bit more about your culture if you can. I really want to make sure I can help you here. They're not reproducing. How long have you had the culture? What are the conditions? Do you have aeration? Do you have filtration? Let me know what you've got them set up in, what the size of the colony is. And as far as getting some, I've got them. Where are you located? If I can get you some, I will. As a thanks for the super chat, I would just send them to you, honestly, if you would not be opposed to that. So that's as long as I can get them to you. You know, if you're in the continental U.S., I can ship them to you. So Andrew Chen, he says, hello. So hello, Andrew. Welcome. Glad you were able to make the live stream. Yeti Grant says, what are scuds? Scuds are also known as amphipods. They're small aquatic crustaceans. They're a little bit like an isopod, really, but skinny. And most of them are aquatic. There are some terrestrial forms as well. I encountered those when I was in Florida, but the ones that are usually kept in the hobby as a fish food and sometimes as a scavenger are completely aquatic. So yeah, so Matt, just let me know what you've got in your culture going on. I'm trying to figure out why they're not reproducing for you. The ones that I have, I would like them to slow down a little bit sometimes. They reproduce really quickly, so maybe we can get you going. Okay, I've had it for almost a year. Room temperature, so around 74 degrees. That should be fine. Sponge filter, so air is happening. That's also good, but there's a sponge filter going on. How large is the culture? And do you know what species of scud you have? And anything about the water conditions you can give me would be helpful too. Oh, and driftwood and floating plants, okay. Yeti Grants, can I feed scuds to some firebelly newts? Yes, you could. They would probably like that. It's been a long time since I've kept firebelly newts, but I believe I fed scuds to mine and they're just in the right size range and everything. I'd probably enjoy that. Be good for them. So we'll figure this out, Matt. Let's keep, how many scuds did you start with, and you really haven't seen any reproduction at all, or they're just reproducing slowly? All right, Andrew says, Aquarimax, my huntsman spiders have hatched. What should I feed them other than fruit flies, which I don't have, and pinhead crickets, not in the stage? Ooh, that's a tough one. Where you are, can you attract? Well, I don't know when I get into attracting wild-caught fruit flies can be a big mess. I've done it before, but not necessarily something you want to do. Let's see. You could try springtails if you can get a hold of some. How big are the huntsman spiders when they've hatched? Okay, so you have done that before. Yeah, I wouldn't necessarily recommend collecting the wild fruit flies. It can be done, but it's not the best thing. And you can't get fruit flies in your area? I know that some people, when they're raising spiders, will often allow some cannibalism to occur at first. It seems brutal, but there's such a large number of them. There's some of that going on at the beginning, and then they're easier to feed later because they'll eat larger things. I know that sounds totally awful. I haven't done that, but some of them do that. Okay. You have 70 of them. You might want to release a few of those. If they're, they're native to your area and everything, of course. And I believe they are. All right. And Matt, I hope we can keep this conversation going, but I just wanted to indicate to you that if we're not able to figure it all out, and even if we are, because I would like to send you some if you want some, that you, and we can, if I can actually ship them to you, that, okay, 7.4, just a second, that I want to make sure that you contact me. If you have my email, you can go to the website aquarimax.com and you can contact me from there so I can get your information if you'd like me to send you some, or you can go to my About page on YouTube, my About tab, and there's a way to contact me there through email there. So I can get your information if you want me to send you some. So just keep that in mind, because of course you don't want to put your address up on a public thing like this necessarily. So And Matt says, no idea on the species, but there's maybe 50 right now. I think it's shrinking. Interesting. Tank parameters, pH 7.4, TDS 300-ish, but I had a recent spike to 600 TDS. Oh, that's weird. Let's see. Tank is 5-gallon acrylic. Okay, so I have cultured them in tanks even smaller than that, and they've done okay. The TDS, is fairly high, but the 600, that's kind of shocking that it went so high. What is your water change regimen? That's the next thing that comes to my mind to see if we can get this figured out. Andrew Chen says, I can find springtails under rocks, but only 3, not enough. Definitely not enough. In your case, if you can't get a hold of wingless fruit flies, I might actually try going ahead and attracting some winged ones, if you know what I mean. It's better than nothing. Zercool Ninja 88 says, Wazah, my zebra pillbugs are thriving. Thanks again. Keep up with all the success. Excellent. Glad to know they're doing well for you. I love to hear that from people who receive my bugs, that they're doing well. And Matt Dill said, I would love some, and I'm totally guessing on the 50. I only ever see around 20. Okay. So yeah, there probably are more than you see, but says, I will contact you and appreciate it so much. And once a month because I have shrimp in there too. Ah, okay. What kind of shrimp do you have? Honestly, I'm thinking there may be a competition issue here going on. This is helping me. Once a month, 20%. Okay, that's not a bad changing regimen for amphipods, but I was listening to a podcast recently that indicated that the amphipods can be outcompeted by a healthy population of shrimp. So this may be what we're going on here. You may just have to separate the shrimp from the amphipods and you'll really get them going. But I'm still very happy to ship you some. So yeah, I'm glad that's going to work out for you, and that I can ship them to you. At least hopefully we'll get that going. Oh, you have blue velvets? Oh, I totally want blue velvets. I'm going to get some of those as soon as I can. Yeah, I think that's probably part of the puzzle. It may not be all of it, but I have in the past, it's been years, but I used to keep cherry shrimp with amphipods, and depending on the feeding regimen, one will typically outcompete the other. And if you overfeed, the amphipods will outcompete the shrimp. But if you underfeed, from what I understand, from what I've learned recently, the shrimp will outcompete the amphipods. So that may be what's going on. Not underfeed, but you're feeding enough so that the shrimp are eating enough and the amphipods aren't quite getting enough. That may well be it. Are you in a position to set up a separate culture for them? I hope so. That might do it. Okay, Andrew Chen says, Aquarimax, I have around 1,000 cockroaches. When I last contacted you in Cairns, now there are over 400 cockroaches. Oh, 4,000 cockroaches. Wow. How can I decrease population other than selling them, because I can't? Well, that is a lot. Too bad you don't have nymphs that are small enough for your huntsman spiders, huh? I would say I don't have a lot of experience breeding cockroaches. In fact, 0. I do have a little bit of experience working with hissers. When I worked at a zoo, I basically just handled them and taught people about, cockroaches as detritivores in the ecosystem. That was about it. But I would say most people who keep a lot of roaches, like there's a YouTuber that I follow from Italy, and he breeds a lot of roaches, but he also keeps bearded dragons, and he keeps a large pixie frog and things like that eat the surplus roaches. So that is the best advice I'd have for you, is to keep something that eats them if you can't sell any. Not keep something that eats them, I think you already do, but keep more things that eat them if you can. And one good thing to do is, if you're getting way more than you need, which sounds like that is the deal right now, that don't just feed off the surplus males, feed off a lot of the females too. Not all of them, of course, if you want to keep a population going, but the reason why people feed off the males is because the females don't need very many males to keep them reproducing, but if you're reducing the population of females, you're effectively reducing the population more quickly. Paul Kuntz says, when you set up a vivarium, how long do you let the great stuff cure before putting the silicone on it? Well, that depends on humidity and temperature a lot, but as it's usually overnight-ish, If you feel like it's soft at all when you touch it, I would wait, but typically it's, you know, you let it dry overnight and that kind of works. So yeah, and then as soon as it's like solid to the touch, no longer tacky at all, then you can go ahead and do it. Okay, Matt Dill says, okay, good to know, thanks. Yes, I have another tank I'm setting up this week specifically for the shrimp. I also have another 6-gallon glass tank someone just gave me. Do you think it would be smart to move all my scuds to the 6-gallon glass tank? That's not the tank I'm moving my shrimp to. Yes, I definitely would do that. Get some cycled media moved over there and see if you can get the amphipods going. They will, you know, they can survive being put in a tank. In my experience, they can handle a fair bit of ammonia, but it's not recommended if you really want them to do well. Okay, sorry, I just flipped the button and everything went flying across the screen the wrong direction. Okay, so, and then he says, or should I start a new second scud culture? So that is, so what you're saying is it better to move them to the 6-gallon or just start a completely new culture that's not in the 6-gallon, just another one? Anything that'll keep the scuds going in a separate tank, either way would work, maybe both. And you can put, if you find out mine, when you get to the ones from me, if they look like they're a different species, you could have 2 separate ones, 2 separate species, but if they look like they're the same, you could just keep them together, of course. But either way, as long as they're separate from the shrimp, I don't think it matters. I think you can go ahead and do one of those and it'll be fine. Zercool Ninja 88 says, shout out to all the bug enthusiasts. Yes, thank you. Since I'm one myself, I appreciate that, and I'm sure everybody else does too. Andrew Chen says, I can't. I have praying mantis and huntsman's, however, it doesn't make an effect. I can't buy any reptile because I don't have a reptile license. Yeah. Well, So when you say you can't sell them, meaning there aren't pet stores that want them, or is there an online classified place that you can just say, hey, I have this huge roach colony and I don't need all of these, anything like that? If you have an online local classifieds, that could be helpful if that works for you. Yeti Grant says, do you have a care video on scuds? Yes, I do. I actually have 2. One's more recent and one I did a few years ago. They're both valid, kind of concentrating on the same things, really. One is just newer. And yeah, either one would give you what you need. They're really great fish food. They breed like crazy. I have a 20-gallon tank with scuds and amphipods, or scuds and amphipods, scuds and Daphne right now, and it works well. So yeah, I would send you the link if I had a way to do that, but looks like my mod, Lidl Bob, is not here, so I can't put the link up right now because I can't do it myself without ruining the chat. So, but you can totally check it out. If you just do a search for Aquarimax and scuds, they should both come up and you can check it out. So Andrew says, I'm kind of young to make a business. Okay, yeah. Well, I don't mean really to find a business, just to put something up on the online classifieds and say, hey, I've got way too many roaches. Do you have something that wants to eat them? And somebody with, you know, a blue-tongued skink or a bearded dragon or something might well take you up on it. That's kind of how I started way back in the day when I was a kid. I was like 13 years old, started it, and then I sporadically would sell things, and now I do it all the time. So, so Yeti Grant says, I'll find it later. Thanks. Okay, cool. Yeah, check it out. Matt Dill says, would red-eared slider turtles eat cockroaches? This could solve Andrew Chen's problem in Boston, Massachusetts, though. So, would probably need to be shipped. Ah, okay. Yeah, he's actually in Australia. Andrew's in Australia, so that would be a problem, unfortunately. Nice, nice idea, though, if it had worked out, if you'd been closer then. I don't know if red-eared sliders eat turtles or not. I've had roaches. I had red-eared slider back when I was a kid, but I didn't have any roaches at the time, so I never tried that. So any turtle keepers out there, if you know, that would be interesting to find out. Andrew Chen says, I don't have any turtles. I have no experience. Thanks, though. And Matt Dill says, yeah, problem. Yeah, difficult to get things shipped to Australia, for sure. since they have very strict regulations about that. But understandably, in this situation. All right, well, all right, Matt, so just make sure you get in contact. Do you feel like we've resolved your question as far as we can right now, until I ship you some? I just want to make sure I cover that. So if you feel like we've gotten there for now, let me know. All right. Well, Andrew, I really would like to help you as well, but this is difficult. If you can't find someone local to handle that, then that is a serious problem. You know, I know that there are some companies that sell frozen roaches. I don't know if that helps, but and then feed them to creatures. But that may not help in your case, but it's just a thought that came to me. And Matt says, yes, definitely. Okay, good, good. Fresco Cascavel says, red-eared sliders will eat anything and everything. Okay. And Yeti Grant says, Andrew Chen, do you need license for amphibians too? Good question. Let's see what he says. So should I keep wild roaches for a wider variety of insects? All the local pet stores are filled up with crickets. You mean keep and breed wild roaches for your critters, or? And Andrew Chen is checking regulations to see whether or not he needs a license to keep amphibians. Yeah, roaches are the one, well, not the one, and some of you know this already, but my wife said, no roaches, because we had to live with wild roaches in Hawaii for 3 years, and she didn't like it. Nothing with medically significant venom, and no tarantulas independent of the level of their venom. She just doesn't handle it, so. And Matt says, Andrew, I hear cockroaches are super healthy for humans. Just kidding. Well, I really wish I could breed roaches sometimes because they're so much easier than crickets. Crickets have a higher maintenance. They can smell. They're loud. You probably can't hear the crickets. I mean, I don't mind the chirp. I don't mind it myself. It's a comforting sound to me, really, but it makes it hard to record in my critter room. I have to come out here to the living room to record just because the crickets are so loud. I mean, I do it sometimes in there, but for optimal auditory conditions, it's better not to be in that room with the crickets. But also, apparently some creatures take roaches better, and they have a higher, basically, meat to chitin ratio. So you're getting more nutrition per bite, I guess. So the roaches are all kinds of, there are so many benefits to roaches, and I haven't even gotten into all of them yet. I mean, crickets tend to be cannibalistic, roaches don't tend to be cannibalistic, and the list goes on and on. You have to provide heat, I guess, for pretty much if you want to breed roaches in any numbers, just like you have to do with crickets, so that's not a concern so much, but all of those other issues. Crickets also jump, and roaches don't. So nearly every time I open the cricket bin, one or two hop out, and then I don't always catch them, so there's that. And although some roaches can be pretty skittery and can't escape, at least they don't jump. I don't actually get cricket escapees, by climbing out or anything. I do have a lid over it, but I do get them when they jump, unfortunately. Well, this has been going pretty fast. It's been almost 25 minutes since the live stream started, and it's kind of flown by. I'm really excited that it's gone so well. We had so many people jump in so fast. Thanks to those of you who have hit the like button. If there's anybody here who hasn't hit it and would like to hit it, I'd love to see it. It's just a cool feeling. Oh, that was quick. Thank you. That's awesome. And Noob3304 says, wow, it has gone by very fast. Yeah. Oh, some more people are hitting the like button. Thank you. Very much appreciated. And Matt, once again, thank you for the super chat. That is awesome. I really appreciate that. And Andrew Chin says, oh, I can't send a link. Ah. Oh, that's true. That makes it hard. I wonder if I can make it so you can send a link. See if you can now. I'm gonna try it, Andrew. I'm still learning how to do this, but see if you can send one. I think I changed your status. So just see if that works. Oh, it did. Nice. Okay. Oh, I wanted to say thank you to those of you who commented and liked the video on the isopods, the recent one. For the amount of time that it's been out, that's been one of my more popular videos. Within a couple of days, it had gone over 1,000 views. And while I have videos that get more than 1,000 views, older videos that have been around a long time, in that period of time, so they have more total views and views that are faster. I just feel like that one was one of the few that got that many views in such a brief time. So I really appreciate those of you who watched the isopod video. It's amazing what people like. I never know really what people are going to like, and so I just post things and see. And everybody, a lot of people seem to like it. So thanks for watching that. Thanks for commenting and sharing and all the things that you do. So I wanted to ask, Tuesdays at 5:30, this, it's almost 6 my time, but I'm seeing the link, Andrew. It's coming through. It's come through a couple of times. So maybe it just doesn't show up on your end. I don't know. It's shown up twice here. So can anybody else click on that link? Is it working? Let's see. Somebody wants to give that a try. I just wanted to ask if, it's not working on your side, huh? That's weird. Did the whole link get copied? Tuesdays are the only day that I have, really, when doing a live stream is practical on a consistent basis. Occasionally on a weekend or something like that, I can do it on a different day, but it's pretty rare. So I try to do it as early in the day as I can, because I'm in the western part of the United States, and I know for some of you in other parts of the country, this is like really late at night or really early in the morning tomorrow. So I'm just wondering if this is a decent time, if this is a time where you would be able to come back and participate in the live stream, at least periodically, if I do it at this time from 5:30 to 6 my time. Let me know what you think, and if you have any feedback on that, I'd love to hear it. So it's not working for you, Andrew. I'm sorry. I'm not sure what we can do about that. But you could always post it to the Aquarimax Facebook page. That would work. Oh, he's able to found something. So under 16 years of age, so you do. Okay, so the website is under construction, and you basically need a certificate or a license to be able to keep them. Okay, got it. Because some amphibians to help you eat the roaches could be helpful if you're in a position to keep some then. I just don't know how that would work with your licensing. So, good thing to find out. All right, well, we only have about a minute and a half for the end of the live stream. So, Matt, make sure to contact me, and thank you to everyone. Thank you to Matt for your super chat. Thank you to everyone for participating. I really appreciate it. If you have any final comments or questions you'd like to bring up, this is a great time to do it in our last minute. Otherwise, I'll wrap up. And I would just like to say, again, I'm really grateful to all of your support for the channel, whether it's sharing things, commenting, whatever you do, super chats, all of it is really appreciated. I really want to keep the channel going and to be able to explore lots of new things. So thanks again. And Andrew says, I'm going to like your Facebook page. Thank you. And that's another way you can support Aquarimax. Very much appreciated. And if you want to see any specific creatures in the next live stream that I can hold and show while I do it, I didn't have any this time with me, but if you want to see some, you can always make requests. You can do that on the Aquarimax Facebook page or on the contact page of my website or whatever. So about time to wrap up. Thanks again, everyone, and have a great day or night or afternoon or whatever time it is.